And also I've done a sort of a way in here to the stairs here, which the miners will take later on because when they channel down here into this section here, the only way to get into this section and out of it will be through this way here. And also this is where I'll build a floor hatch later, and I'm going to show you how to do that when we come so far that it's needed to be shown, I think. And that will be the last thing I do before opening this section here, which I also show you how to do. Just to clarify, this is the water level. One level down you get here, and one level down under here you get into this section here. And the channeling with the 3 wells is just above here, which means that it's one step to the left of this one. And it's important to build this in the beginning, because sometimes the dwarf miners are really stupid, and if you dig a channel down straight into the area section here, and this section here is already built, they dig this section and then they fall down and hit the floor and get injured. So it's often good to do this in the beginning and then channel this out along with the rest. And just like I done here, it's one of the main problems you'll probably face when you build your first well and not pay attention properly. You will build into one of the sections that you already dug out here. And of course, if you were to fill this area with water, it will just run out and fill my stairwell here in the end, and then go down here and fill all the sections down here. This means that I just have to wall in this section here, like so. And problem fixed. And just remember that water can run in diagonal lines, which means that if I were to dig this thing out here, if I were to dig this here, it can run through here just like the dwarves. In order to build wells, I have to have stone blocks, which means that I'm going to tell the mason to build stone blocks. First I'm going to suspend all the actions he's doing here, and you do that by pressing S. While these are suspended, he obviously won't work on them, but I think it's good to suspend them just so I can unsuspend them later, so you can continue repeating these things. And I'm going to tell him to build rock blocks, and I'm going to build 4 rock blocks first because of the wells, and then I'm going to build 2 more rock blocks just because you don't know if you're going to need them later in something else. And then I'm going to, while I suspended the rest of the actions, it's because I wanted to build this relatively quickly. So as soon as he's finished his blocks, he'll probably come here and do the walls. And as you can see here, I gave them the destination to channel this section before. However, they can't channel it because the area under is dug out, and this means that this section here can't be channeled out. But that's not really a problem for me because I got a reasonably big sized section to have all the water in later. I'm going to dig even deeper and fill all of that with water, so just this little area here is no problem. And the 4 wells here, I'm going to continue channel these 4 along with the this section here. This is because I wanted the wells to be able to pick up the water at the bottom of of the water storage area, and not just the water filled up until this level. Well, I just saw I got 17 iron bars, which means that I can start working on the iron, I think. And the first thing I want to do is chains, and I think chains is in furniture. Yes, chains. I'm going to build a whole 9 chains, I think it's 9 here at least. And that's because to build traction benches later on, which are used in the hospital, I need iron chains. Also, I need iron chains if I want to jail a dwarf later on that has done some injustice, a crime. Also, I want to have some kind of rope or chain used in the wells. I'm not sure I got ropes because I haven't checked, but it's always good to have some chains over to use in anything else, just like it is with almost anything else inside this game. Spring has arrived and new immigrants will probably come soon. And I'm also going to show you something else which you might run into if you're building an area with water or something you're going to flood. And that's if you run into veins like this that you want to use, or perhaps something inside that you want to use. But right now the dwarves won't get it. And later on it will flood this area with water, which means they can't get it. Then you can dump all of these veins in the garbage zone, like I showed you before, by pressing D, B, and then I think it's D again, yeah, for dump, and then designating all of these for dump. And then it will of course move all of this to the garbage area, and then later on when you want to use it, you just do like I showed you before, D, B, and then C to reclaim. However, I don't think these lignite veins here is a problem, because I found so many lignite and bituminous coal veins all over, which means telling the dwarves in my fort to dump all of this will only create unnecessary hauling jobs. Now I built out this whole section here as I'm going to fill with water. As you can see, this is the bottom, and as I go up to the wells that I'm going to place here, I got a big nice section that I can fill with water. I'm going to place 2 doors here, just because if something gets wrong, the doors will actually stop the water. And as soon as the miners are out, I'm going to build a wall here, right here. And then I'm probably going to tell the miners to start building a big storage area again, because the old one here is getting filled up mostly with coke bars, coke that is used for fuel, or as fuel I should say. Let's see now, pillars. I also want an opening here and an opening here, just because. And as you can see here, the dwarf, the problem with building a wall can be that the dwarf trying to build it can get and try to get the stone from this side, blocking his entrance. So I need to do the wall trick again, build a wall over here, and then build a wall here, which means he can't build it diagonally, he can only build it like this, from this side vertical and longitudinal.